That's how we're gonna solve the problem. Here's the hot dog, here's the mustard. You see what I'm saying here?
Now, I'm not some Hasidic hillbilly with a snoot full of honeybees. Buy my books and play my tapes.
Music.
That goes here.
Do 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 do.
You don't literally have to do that each time.
I will do it each time.
Heineken Pabst Blue Ribbon.
You're so right.
Wow, flippers and all, wow.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa. What you know about my boomstick?
You see my distant fellow? Yeah. I hate to kill him.
Can I have another bowl, please?
I think you know the way.
But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Welcome to Geekisodes, where everything is topical about everything geek. I am your host, Jacob.
I'll go first. I am the...
You're always first.
Come back to me.
Very well.
I'm Joshin' Jesse. Because I'm joshing around.
I was about to say, I was about to explore that, and like I let you explain it, and I feel like that's like an inside joke, maybe. But okay,
You never heard that term before?
Yes, I
I've heard
have.
that term. Yes,
okay.
but where my mind went.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to be an idiot. I'm going to go Bobby. Not Josh
I mean,
and Bobby.
all right.
Subtle implication
I mean,
that the
I
rest
feel-
of us are idiots.
I feel
Kind of.
cool.
Yeah.
Joking, Jesse.
I feel
sorry.
cool.
If you have like IMDb page, you guys would have like multiples like Luscious Lawson and just Jesse's.
I have said, well, no, all I've said was Jazz Jacob on the show. To be
Jazz
honest,
Jacob.
For the
I
record.
approve.
I am the late Lawson. It was a whole 5 minutes.
The late Lawson.
They started,
Okay.
Everyone
That
texted
fits.
me,
Are
panicking.
you
They're like, "We're
dead?
lost without you."
Yeah,
That's how it went down.
it still sounds cool. The late Lawson. It's like, what's he late for?
Dead.
He died.
All right. So
D-E-D.
today's
R-O-C-K. Sorry.
fatality.
What is today?
Today
What is today?
it is the 30.
Nope.
No,
nope.
no,
nope.
no,
I
no,
meant
no.
what's the topic today?
I was
Do-do,
thinking
do-do,
you were
do-do.
asking the date. But all right.
Phones are
Today we are talking about action movies.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Probably one of my favorite genres of all time,
I would agree with that.
for sure.
Okay,
So, like, the criteria of action movies.
that's what I was gonna ask. Is like that's like a very broad term. That's like adventure game. What does that
Yeah,
mean?
but no, it's not necessarily though. I mean, action movies is simply it's got action sequences in it. Like it's if it's a genre on Netflix,
All
then
right. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is going to be
It's a thing.
This is going to be a generalization. So basically, it's going to be a protagonist.
Yeah.
Who, like, is by himself most of the time,
I
and
wouldn't
he's
say
just
that.
well.
No, because
You
like,
have this
like the
one
Expendables-
guy-
Buddy
Is the
cops
Expendables
comedies
Yeah,
and-
but I'm saying for the most part, you have this a main protagonist who goes in
So
and
you're
kicks
telling
butt.
me that a specific
No.
movie has like a main
Okay,
character?
fighting, guns.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, it like you know it when you
Okay,
see it.
wait, no,
but-
because that's actually what I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't call a war movie an action movie.
You're
but
right.
You just said fighting guns, so like.
Yeah, so basically what I'm describing is what the 80s, the 1980s, basically set the standard for what we modernly know as action movies.
Yeah.
I would agree.
So you got to talk about that machismo era of Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yes.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like, okay, these muscular dudes, you know, they would go in. Usually, it's an agent or a soldier. Probably retired, but the guy comes in, rehires him, sends him on a mission, and it's his job to infiltrate
So-
the enemy.
So question. Mission
Oh, that's a lot of
Impossible,
times. Yeah.
Action movie.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
By far. Yeah, and of course, you know, the early stages of action movies can go back because it comes in many forms, but once you catch on to the many isms, you know if it's an action movie.
Yeah.
So James Bond, that's an action movie.
Yeah, So a lot of spy movies would be action movies if they're
Yes.
not like political thrillers. If there's like
Yeah,
a guy
I
breaking
mean,
a
not,
heist movie.
not like
Espionage.
Skyfall
Oh,
or
gosh.
Spectre. Those are
Oh.
not action movies.
Those are ambient movies.
Yes.
I still liked Skyfall, guys. I did.
Okay.
I
mean
did not
the-
like Spectre, but I liked
You
Skyfall.
mean the remake of Home Alone?
I mean, I don't know. I see nothing objectively wrong with Skyfall.
It was one of the most popular ones, so you're not alone in that. I hated it, but that's what else.
Lawson, you're gonna love it right now. I'm right there with you. I hated
I
Skyfall.
see nothing objectively wrong with it. I don't know. Just me.
I severely dislike the movie as well.
The villain's plan is pretty objectively wrong.
He's not even a bad villain.
Javier Bardem is just a great actor.
No,
so,
like the
you know.
act. I'm not like dissing his acting. Just like his plan is like that's a whole different topic. So we've defined, I guess, what action movies are.
Sure. Yeah.
Ish.
I mean, basically,
Not-
yeah. I mean, our modern pop culture knows.
We also
minute-
decided no superhero
So,
movies
is
are
it like-
allowed to be.
so
in,
wait-
so.
Well, real quick, you said we've decided what it is, or our modern pop culture knows. So you're telling me it's like porn? Like I can't describe it, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's not like I mean,
Have
the minute.
any of y'all never heard that like legal definition before?
I thought you were about to ask me if I've watched it.
Actually,
was
no.
like,
But
No, that was like a legal
a
decision.
personal
Where they said,
question.
But
like,
I mean,
could
yeah,
you
you
legally
know-
define porn? He goes, I couldn't legally define it, but I know it when I see it. That was a judge's.
well, the minute I
decision.
said action movie, yeah,
sorry.
people would probably be like,
No,
oh,
yeah.
okay.
I was
you know.
trying to make a reference, but I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. Yeah, that plane crashed.
I'm
okay.
done. Yeah, no more jokes from me.
Go to your corner,
so that's
Lawson.
So we're gonna go around and talk about our favorite.
Yes, we are
Action
going.
movies?
We are going to do that.
Oh,
Yes. I'll start.
I have no objection with that, Jacob.
Which way should I go? I feel like you should go last, Lawson.
Completely blank. So
So,
yeah,
I
give me time
actually,
to
I
go.
want to
Okay.
go last.
All
so-
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're in the worst place to go last.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
know.
because Bobby is a very big action movie fan. So I mean, as
movie in general, but yeah, I love action movies.
What am I doing?
we're
I'm
picking.
trying-
Oh,
Oh,
101
we have a
action
book called 101 Action
He's
Movies.
like pointing to the
and
action
moving
movie,
it
and I'm
around.
like
Yeah, I wanted to look at
picking
it.
up the hammer, and
I'm
I'm
like
like, what
pointing
do
at
you
the
want from me?
You look like a person who's defending his house
Wait.
but forgot to buy a gun. So, like, guess all I have is this hammer. Yeah. This,
Take a picture of that.
Oh yeah. We will.
All right, yeah. But so,
Anyways.
which way are we going? We'll skip Bobby.
I'll start. I'll
Okay.
start. So, well, you guys take your little picture.
There you go. Follow us
So
on Instagram.
what am I off the top of my head? I will say my number one favorite action movie of all time is The Raid.
See, I've only seen The Raid 2, so I want to be like, yeah, I'm with you, but
Sure.
I've only seen The Raid
Oh, really?
2. Yeah.
So you
Okay,
prefer
no, The Raid 2 is good too.
not that I have.
The Raid 2 is equally as good. Because
I
like, okay,
loved The Raid 2.
Yeah.
I had to miss parts of it. I missed like 30 minutes in the middle of the movie.
oh, but did you at least get the kitchen fight though?
Oh my gosh, yes.
I was about to say.
Oh, it's so
I had a
good.
tear in my eye
Like-
during like
It's beautiful.
it's
like,
it's
your
like
your pupils dilate during that scene. It's
like
just
it's a combination
It's on a whole
of,
nother
of,
level.
like him fighting
Just-
Batgirl and Batboy and
Yeah.
Hammer Girl and then fighting him in the kitchen and then like there's a tear in my eye because I'm
Yes.
like this is the greatest thing.
right.
I was
I'm-
sweating when I
Yes,
literally
it's-
when I saw that scene. I
It's
was like,
insane. It
it's so
just
good.
doesn't stop, but you don't want it to stop because it's just like
It's like the Dark Knight of Jackie Chan fights.
it really is.
No, for real. Like
okay,
you took,
wait,
like,
wait. Jackie Chan's not in it.
No.
he's
What
talking
I
about
mean is
kung fu
like
movies.
Oh,
comic
okay.
book movies. And you like Batman before, and it was really sometimes kind of goofy a lot
Right,
of times. That's
right,
like
right,
Jackie
right,
Chan.
right.
It's fun. It's goofy fun.
Oh,
This is
so
like the
so
mature.
it took it to a dark, gritty level.
but like a mature, not like an edgy, gritty level. Like
Okay.
a mature. I felt like.
So can I stop? It's amazing fight by itself,
Right.
but you have to experience the build up through
Oh,
the
yes.
first and second
Oh,
movie.
for sure.
really. Even the
I
For
know,
sure.
second
and
movie.
even just the second it's built up, and I want to see the first. I wish I could
But-
have seen it in order.
Yeah.
But it just,
I have a story about yours, Jacob. Actually, I have a friend. I'm going to call him out on this podcast because I told him to watch The Raid 2 because of that fight.
right.
And I said, you have to watch the movie and get to it. And he looked the fight up on
told
YouTube.
us about this.
Wow.
And I was like-
For shame.
He's like, it's okay. I was like, shut your mouth.
it is
your mouth.
Yeah, you
If
are
you're
wrong.
listening,
Don't move to
my
Canada
friend-
because if you don't, I will come in there and murder you.
Listen,
Yeah, right.
listen. If I saw him do that, because I know who he's talking about, I would have had to walk out of the room because I would have punched him.
Yes.
Because that is one that's
That's the second
disrespectful.
time
Yes.
threatened to punch someone over a movie.
Well, sometimes it's worth it.
But I mean,
With you, it's different. It's like,
You just-
oh,
I'm punchable.
I'm talking during the movie. No, you're not
Yeah.
a Gilmore Girl, and I would punch them too during the movie if they start talking. It's rude, and Gilmore Girls suck. So whatever.
They did Dean wrong. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, anyways, all right. Continuing with my point. But yeah, that's
The
just
Raid.
suck about your friend. But yeah, okay, yeah, the raid is just okay. I'm a sucker for kung fu.
Mm-hmm.
I love the art of it, and the choreography is just breathtaking because like all the work that goes into it. Because I love a still camera, damn it, and and elaborate fight scenes that actually take themselves seriously and take a lot of work. I think that's so authentic, and that's great for an action movie. So, and an entire movie that dedicates itself to that is great. And not only that, but the first raid, I mean, the plot synopsis is basically a SWAT team. Rama is a part of that SWAT team. And they invaded a building full of drug dealers. The drug lord who owns that building says, "Hey, I will pay you like rent for the rest of your life if you kill the people in this building, or if you kill the SWAT team in this building." And it goes from there.
Plus, it does a really good job of like building up to that point.
Oh,
where,
for sure.
Where like at the beginning of
Yeah.
the movie, it's guns.
Yes.
Guns. They run out of bullets, and then it goes to action. And then each scene where you're like,
Yes.
why aren't they using guns? You're like, oh, that's why, because
they-
there's
they-
chemicals
they
right
used
there. They
all-
can't use guns. They're
Right.
gonna blow up the whole place. Or and I love this idea. They're going from floor to floor like a video game.
Exactly.
So you're
Exactly.
literally watching the greatest video game movie.
Exactly.
not based
They
off a
thought
video
about
game.
every detail, and they got the writing right, they got the cinematography right, and they got the action right. And I think that's beautiful. So.
Two things on that real quick. One, I've only seen the second one, but
Yeah.
that thing still carries over. Where like I never felt like it was really dumb the reason they weren't using guns. It always felt justified to me. Where I'm
Yes.
like, I understand why they're not using guns
Yeah.
in this scenario. And this, I love that. I assume that carries over in the first one based on what you
It
said.
very much does.
The
It
second
very
thing,
much
I would
does.
ask you, as someone who's only seen the second one and thinks it's amazing, or even parts of the second
Sure.
one, why is one? Why did you pick one over two?
I picked one over two. It could be a subconscious bias because it is like the first,
Yeah.
raid movie I saw, and like that the high you get from first seeing it, it's
Yeah.
just. So if you watch the first one, you might probably like the second one better because of that.
I have no idea.
I mean, but yeah, and the raid 2 I did like, but I think maybe I caught on to more the simplicity of the first raid.
Yeah.
The second one, what I in that retrospect loved about the second one was that it had more of a plot to carry itself. And it had more of this plot of like, okay, guy infiltrates or goes undercover.
but-
I would say the Raid 2 is like the Godfather like of kung fu movies because it's like because the Raid 2 is like it's a longer movie, but they give a lot of time to like plot and character development.
Yeah.
And versus the Raid 1, which is action.
Yeah.
with
I
a
guess
little bit of
maybe when you
character
get down to it, it's personal preference.
I will say
just that
this.
simple,
About the Raid 1, like I prefer the second one over the first, but I will say this. I don't think the second one to me would be a good movie if it wasn't for the first one.
Well,
That's
as someone
so
who just
true.
saw the second one, I love it.
Because-
Oh yeah, maybe in
because of
Lawson's case it might be different, but
Because everything that happened to the main character, it like when the first one ends, the second one picks up right where the first one ends, like almost
right.
immediately.
So
I mean, it's the whole story really is what is good. That's what I like about it.
yeah,
So.
yeah.
Beautiful.
So it's your turn, Jesse.
Oh, it's my
Since
turn.
you have so much to say. Yeah. Favorite action movie, man.
My favorite action movie of all time will always and forever be Die Hard.
Good choice.
Of course.
It was introduced by my friend sitting here to the left. I'd never seen it. I was 19 or
What?
20 years old before I
Okay.
saw it.
Huh.
Yeah,
Like, I was
it
the
was
weird-
amazing because we were like sitting in the living room watching it. I was like, dude, you want to watch Die Hard? He's like, I've never seen Die Hard. You've never seen Die Hard?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were watching
It was
Die
an
Hard.
experience.
And he was like a child.
And it was around
Right.
Christmas
First time.
time.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, of course. Hence the tradition.
Yeah.
yeah.
So now every around Christmas every year we throw a party and we watch Die Hard.
And it happens every single
The
year.
last one was really fun that I got to go to. That was really
Yeah, we had to
Oh,
tell
yeah,
you to
yeah,
shut
we
up
were
though. So, like,
So, like, we've
we did. I'm sorry.
we've had Die
We're
Hard.
like, no, Lawson, no,
You
you're
said
watching
that
this.
beforehand. I didn't even say anything. during
You're
it.
about to. You laughed with your
just laughed.
snarky laugh.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Yeah, we've had Die Hard parties, with a bunch of people, and then we've had it with just like me, you, and my wife.
Yeah.
And it's always been amazing. So, but what I love about that movie is I feel like it was the epitome of everything you could want in an action movie. Really
true, and it is one of those kind of what I was describing earlier, like one of those movies that defined, like those 80s action movies that define what we know as action movies.
Oh, absolutely.
And not only that, but I do love, I mean, just to add to it, John McClane, he's like the ultimate humble hero, because he's just a guy who found himself in the mix. So,
for sure. I mean, just like the things that happen to him are real,
Yeah, I mean, he steps on glass and
he's in a hotel, he's got his shoes off like most of us would have if we were at a hotel,
Right.
And then he's a cop that ends up in this weird situation and he's just, doing what he needs to do to like kind of get out.
Gruber, baby.
It's such a great film.
Hans Gruber.
Yes. And the plot makes sense, like the villains that, they're after something specific.
Yeah. Well, what I was thinking about earlier, because I knew we were going to talk about this when I was driving here. Hans Gruber he's one of my favorite villains. R.I.P. Al Rickman. But yeah, like he just I love how he's trying to convince all these people that he's got this elaborate terrorist mentality, but he just wants money. All he wants. He's just this snarky, suave, cool, sarcastic. He's like, nah, I just want the money, guys.
Plus, if you really think about it, like his
I just want to rob this building.
Is super simplistic.
It really is.
It's not like as complicated as like Simon in the third movie or the second movie.
Yeah, and it actually, had it not been for John, it would have worked.
Yeah,
for sure.
But just that movie is like the perfect timing of like perfect good guy and then perfect villain.
Yeah.
That like really works.
Yeah.
Well for everything.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
everything kind of works together in that movie, and it's just great.
I love Die Hard.
Yeah, I can't get over how good that movie is. Are we gonna do like honorable mentions later, or
toss them in now because I'm gonna toss a few out when I do mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
My honorable mention. It's one of my favorite movies. Because I guess the kung fu category falls into action movies too.
Right.
So, Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Jackie
Chan. I have not
Chan.
seen that, and I love Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
so,
it's one of my favorite.
The plot does not hold up to today's standards.
No.
I will admit that.
Okay.
What
But
Jackie
the
Chan movie
action
does?
sequences are amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like when
he
takes
basically. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but he's basically like Chinese Buster Keaton in the 90s, right, or the 80s.
Yeah. He's and also
like doing as far as like doing his own stunts.
Well, that and he also took a lot of inspiration from Buster Keaton. And
okay,
silent
gotcha.
Movie era people. So I mean,
yeah.
And I remember this one part where he like jumps across the to go to the other building, and he did that stunt himself.
Oh yeah.
And every time I see it, I'm like, oh yeah.
Jackie Chan was doing parkour before anybody.
straight up.
I know that's not
straight up.
I know that's not a favorite Jackie Chan movie, and there's some issues with it. But I just remember that one.
It's great
above some other ones because I don't know. It's just a fun movie. It's silly, but the action in it is good.
So yeah, you can say that a lot about Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah. But
So usually I've actually thought about this for a while. I can't hear myself. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
I hear you.
Okay, weird. Maybe I'm just sorry. But usually I've thought about this for a while before I get here, and I have not this time because work's been hectic. So off the top of my head, it doesn't really count, but I guess I'm going to do my honorable mentions first, kind of things that I like, but I don't know how much of action movies they really count. The Princess Bride is my favorite movie of all time, and there's a lot of action in that, but you don't normally think of it for its action.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I'm
more like a swashbuckling kind of.
So I'm like, it kind of counts, but I don't want it to be, and that's just my favorite movie of all time, period. So, but putting that to one side, I'll also throw out that I can't pick one in particular. I guess maybe the first, but the Bourne trilogy, the original Bourne trilogy. Okay. Just still leaning more into
that. I mean, I was gonna say, I was thinking about that. I'm like, that's like the only like action movies that can get away with the shaky cam.
Yeah, they use it intelligently.
They do. Like, it's more for the intensity because like any car chase sequence in that movie, it's like you get so invested,
Well, and they let you still see the fights. What they do with the shaky cam is instead of it's shaky cam, but it's not quick cuts. Normally, when we think
actually
shaky,
true.
It's a long shot, but they're shaking the camera with the. It's almost part of the choreography.
Yeah, you've been watching Lindsay Ellis editorials at all, or you just watched her thing for The
I
Hobbit?
just watched The Hobbit.
I gotcha.
Like
but
Notre Dame.
She did an interesting thing on you say quick cutting on Michael Bay movies and why you can't remember the action.
I actually may have seen part of that.
Okay, yeah, check out the rest because it's amazing. Because like she kind of makes that point. It's like a lot of the they do the shaking cam, but they also do quick cuts, which is what Michael Bay does, which makes you forget the action, which is pathetic.
One of the worst quick cut shaky cam things I've ever seen is in Taken 3.
Yes,
where he's just literally jumping over a fence, and it's
it's 4 cuts in a second, right?
No, well, I guess, but I think it's more. I was getting dizzy watching it because it's literally like a close up of his hand touching the fence. And then, like, they go to the police, back to him, and then back to the police, and then him jumping over, and then, like, him almost landing, but then cutting back to something else. And it's just constantly cutting.
You could have had, like, a wide shot of him jumping over the fence, and that's it.
That's one moment in that movie. I know no one's seen this, but the last Resident Evil movie, which have been guilty pleasures up to the last one, actually made me nauseous. I don't get it. I'm not exaggerating when I say I think there was an average of a cut every 3 seconds.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm talking, and that's incling long shot, like averaging that in. There's like,
wouldn't that take longer to do?
Yeah, they got a new editor who was up. They got
it just
because those have been guilty pleasures because I enjoyed it, but it's so incomprehensible that I actually couldn't enjoy it. That okay, but all that to one side.
Sure,
I think what I'm gonna answer with my final answer is Indiana Jones 3.
Oh,
yeah, that's a good one.
Because that's just I love the first one too,
of course.
But I mean, Sean Connery and
Sean Connery made that movie, honestly, like because Jehovah begins with an I.
But like,
Jonya.
It's just I'll admit some bias because my grandpa, who passed about 2 years ago,
right,
we did not enjoy a lot of movies together or a lot of anything together. We had very, very different tastes. This is a man who's like the most rock and roll he'll get is Carmen. Like, no one even knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about,
like,
bro.
He's
know
like,
exactly
he's like, you're listening to like contemporary Christian music even, and he's like, what's with all this satanic ruckus? Like, he only liked hymns. So there was not a lot, but the two things we enjoyed were The Princess Bride and Indiana Jones 1 and 3.
Okay.
And as far as action movies go, just like, I have such great movies just rewatching that again and again and again with him, and like, it still holds up, I think, today.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just like, well, it's one of, because a lot of, cheaper budget, or rather lower quality, adventure movies, they'll try to rework that father-son dynamic.
Yeah.
Or the whole concept of like, oh my gosh, it's my father, like the hero meets his father, his parent, and they join along for their adventures. But the Indiana Jones or Last Crusade did it right.
Yeah.
I think it really helped carry the movie.
Plus Sean Connery.
I just like, it's not, I'm sure if I sat down and thought I may find one that's technically better, but off the top of my head on like just good memories and like I love this as an action movie and I could go and rewatch it anytime.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones 3.
Man.
Last Crusade, I think it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
And 4 doesn't exist.
4, oh my gosh. So, oh god. Okay.
But I think that's my answer. So we've got one person left.
Well, so to, my answer would be Die Hard, but he took it, so that's why I wanted to go last.
Yeah,
because I have a
backup. A backup.
Well, I have a lot of backups. So the one I'm choosing because we haven't really talked about it, and I really enjoyed this movie for its simplicity and some of the best action. John Wick.
I see. We're gonna watch that with me sometime. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, he's Lawson still needs to see it.
John Wick is amazing.
Yeah.
The reason why he goes back to killing people is so justified. It's one of the most justified things I've ever seen in a movie.
What's the reason?
Well, I think everybody at this point knows the plot of
yeah. So
no, for sure.
He gets a dog from his dead wife.
Well, she's not dead when he gets it.
Yeah, she is.
Is she?
She's dead. It's the last thing.
She leaves it to him.
To her and then
No. What happens is she dies of cancer.
Okay.
So, because she knew, they hint towards that she knows that he was an assassin.
Right.
But she doesn't want him to go back to that type of life because he had to do something to get out of it.
Yeah.
So to help him grieve, she goes and orders him a puppy to help him.
So she bought it before she died. Didn't come in until after.
Yeah. Okay. So it was so he gets it. He takes care of it a little bit.
Yeah.
And this whole situation spans in like a day.
Mm-hmm.
So like so he goes out driving. He runs into runs into Game of Thrones guy
Alfie Allen, yeah.
Runs into him. They get smart. He smarts off to him. Wants to take his car, and then he breaks into his house. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing: didn't have to do anything to the dog. They already got him down. He would have said screw the car, but then they killed the dog.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing: the dog doesn't die. You see that there's blood. The dog crawled over there to John Wick and then died like right next to him. It's so sad.
It is. But don't remind me.
But
yeah.
But here's
really
the thing:
sad.
he just that whole reasoning, like what that
it's
dog,
the symbolism.
What that dog symbolizes. His killing of everybody to get to him is
great.
so justified. I'm watching this and I'm like, how this? I'm not supposed to be like, oh my god. I should be like, oh, these are humans. That's a dog. But I'm like, no.
You go, man.
Yeah. You kill him. Like, you get there. And not only that, like, the action is so good.
Yeah. Gun fu.
Yeah, gun fu.
Basically.
And then you throw in the fact that Keanu Reeves, which is already one of the greatest action stars of all time, does his own stunts. Huh?
I said, I know Kung Fu.
He does his own stunts in that movie too.
Yeah.
Like if you watch the Blu-ray special features that I watched one, you just hear the stunt because the people who made it, they're stunt men who know different martial arts and everything. They thought of this movie and they wanted to make it, and they got Keanu Reeves because they all worked on The Matrix together. But like. You listen to him, and they're talking about like he worked 9 months with them to get ready for this and training and learning how to shoot guns. Like you just all they do is just gush over how cool Keanu Reeves is.
Yeah, he is known as one of the nicest actors.
Yeah. He because Keanu Reeves is like, again, he's the best on camera and off camera. I mean, yeah, people will be like his acting's not good, but you know what? Screw you. Keanu Reeves is a fantastic actor.
Well, I just. He's fine as far as I've seen. I've never seen him act badly. I think he does a lot of the same role, but I mean Tom Cruise does that too. You know, you're kind of typecast.
Tom Cruise might have more charisma though compared to
okay, but I just am like I've never seen Keanu in a role where he's supposed to have a ton of charisma.
That's true.
Well,
but there was a role I saw him in where he was supposed to have an accent, but as Jonathan Harker, driver, how much further to the castle? That kind of.
I still prefer Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
I guess that's a different type, and he does that well. But
I'll
that's
take your Bill and
thing.
Ted, and I'll raise you Point Break.
Oh yeah.
See, but he plays the same guy in Point Break,
which is another amazing action movie.
Johnny Utah.
Special Agent Johnny Utah. No,
we're also forgetting about
I think that's
Speed.
a passable action movie, but I don't love it.
Oh, I love it.
It's a solid 3 out of 5.
It's a guilty pleasure to me.
No, I mean that's totally allowed.
Yeah.
Point Break's amazing.
Yeah, I think
not the remake.
No,
we're talking about
I
the
refuse to watch that movie.
I won't watch it either.
Patrick Swayze's performance as Brody was fantastic. It's fantastic.
It's kind of why I won't watch this. The remake is because like apparently they're like, oh, Brody's not just he's not a selfish asshole. He's doing this for a good cause. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Brody needs to be a selfish asshole.
Yeah.
That's what makes him more charming.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like Han Solo. Han Solo, when you first meet him, he's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
But but he has a heart to him.
Yeah, exactly. Like OG Brody was like, he was a douchebag.
He just wanted to surf. He didn't want to have to work.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Gosh, yeah. Well,
and honorable mentions, Lethal Weapon, which is a fantastic.
I've watched that and I liked it, but it's been so long. Like
I'm watching it right now. Actually, like I watched like half of it on Netflix last night. Coincidentally,
yeah. All 3 of those.
They're all on Netflix, actually.
Yeah.
They are all on Netflix.
They're fantastic. I mean, even the 4th one, which people don't like, which is like the American debut of Jet Li, but it's still not that bad. Yeah.
Word.
And then Legend of Drunken Master with Jackie Chan.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a classic.
It's a classic.
Was that his like breakout in America role?
Kind of, yeah.
That's the one I know. I think that made him like really famous in the West.
Yeah. It was like because that came out early '90s, and like he had a choreographer doing it, but it was like you're being true traditional, so he just like you're fired, and he took over, and then he made it. And you watch that movie, it's nonstop. Like when he like when he gets into it, like his final fight is like a handicap fight.
He actually ran like on those coals and like fell into
them.
Yeah. No, they showed that in the he actually jumped into like burning coals. It's insane.
Jackie Chan is like the craziest person that's ever. Gosh. Especially like Police Story. He jumps from top of like a 5-story mall.
Yeah.
Through like to swing down a pole to like break through glass into like this part.
My gosh.
And that scene is so incredible. They re-show it like 3 times in the movie. Like just over.
Yeah. It's just we gotta savor this moment.
There's lights around the poles. So there's also like sparks going all over the place.
He actually got electrocuted when he did that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Did you hear
so he's Buster Keaton on crack.
Oh, about her being homeless.
Yeah.
White?
She's like, my parents kicked me out because I'm a lesbian, and then her mom put a statement that said, "No, we kicked you out because you wouldn't get a job."
Yeah.
They're the Chans. Why don't they just?
Know. It just made me laugh.
She's like estranged. Yeah.
Okay.
She it was from a previous marriage. I guess he ended it with her, and then like.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if I had a daughter struggling,
I think
Jackie
again,
Chan,
it's also like, are you going to help yourself? Because that's the
the irony of almost communist Russia saying, "Go get a job. We're not going to support you." Makes me laugh.
That is actually
almost communist. I feel like that's a comedy series, almost communist. I don't know.
Sorry, that was off topic, but I just heard about that the other day. And
of course, the rape one. Two.
Yes.
There's a lot.
Yeah. We can't hit it all.
Those are the essentials.
Very much so.
And Professional.
Oh, Leon the Professional?
Leon the Professional. Fantastic.
I don't know that one.
It is a fantastic movie.
It's got a young Natalie
Portman.
You
will have to get over the fact
that Natalie, you told me about this.
Natalie Portman
I don't think I'm going to get over that. I don't think I'm going to get over that.
What?
Have you not
We've talked about this before.
I actually haven't.
I think we've talked about this on this podcast.
We have.
Natalie Portman, who's like 12 years old during the movie, her character is trying to seduce.
So
when you say young Natalie Portman, you mean young?
Yeah, she's like 12 years old.
Oh, that's even worse.
No.
I was weirded out when she was like 20.
Well, it's
not like that though.
The situation is like he saves her life and then she kind of falls in love with her. Oh, I mean, she falls in love with him. Sorry, and so it's kind of like he's like, whoa, but he's not all there. So it's fantastic. And here's the funny thing: in France, they were like, okay. In America, we're like, what,
and that's the correct response.
What's happening here?
Yeah, no.
And then in France, they're like.
I guess it works better within the context.
It wasn't
of
reciprocated
the story.
though. It was just she had a crush on him.
I'll have to watch it then, but yeah.
Oh, and she also does an impression. She does an impression of Marilyn Monroe. Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Oh, gross!
But here's the funny thing: she's not doing an impression of Marilyn Monroe. She's doing an impression of Mike Myers from Wayne's World doing the impression of Marilyn Monroe.
The more you talk about this movie, the less inclined I am to watch.
Lawson. It presents itself as an action movie, not.
It is.
Not a weird. Okay, have you heard of the movie?
It is a fantastic movie.
You heard the movie Taxi Driver?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Like,
you try
even in the villains.
You told us about that
Gary
too,
Oldman,
because that's where it came up. Was the villains episode?
Gary Oldman is he's one of the best villains in that movie.
Yeah.
Like up there with Gruber, honestly.
Groovy.
So
there we go.
Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness.
Yes.
Are we saying Army of Darkness or Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness?
That's the official title of the movie.
Oh, I never knew.
Yes,
that.
no. If you look at the title screen, because they couldn't get the rights to say Ash or Evil Dead, in the title because of weird copyright stuff, so they had to name it Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness, and people just shorten it to Army of Darkness.
But he's just playing Ash.
No, but it's not.
That's
not Ash Williams. It is Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness is the technical name.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, look, I know it's like horror comedy, but
by
the end of it, it's almost
action. There's a battle at the end, a pretty great battle.
And along that lines, also, just since we're just tossing out stuff real quick, the first Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah. I think it's much more intelligent than people. I understand it devolved, but the first one is surprisingly intelligent and has good choreography. And even the later ones that get dumber still have some decent set pieces.
The second and third one I didn't mind. Anything after that?
One.
Not
I like the fourth one.
I hated the fourth one.
I like the fourth one.
Terrible sword fighting.
Oh, yeah, no, I meant the plot. I actually was okay with the plot of the fourth one.
I didn't like
talking about the one with
asleep.
Penelope Cruz.
Yes,
I fell asleep during that
so
one too.
Bad.
The
so
fifth
boring.
one's actually
That's
awful.
the one thing I liked
fifth one
about
is bad.
Pirates is like the sword fighting has always been consistently good. Especially I think the third, no, second one when they have the
on the
wheel.
The wheel.
Yeah.
That sword
that
fight
scene
is amazing.
is fantastic.
But then you watch the fourth one and you're like, what's happening?
I know the fourth one was such a boring flat line. I got so bored. I despised it.
I get where you're coming from. I enjoyed it. Actually, I actually like the fourth one. I think better than the third, but I think we can at least all agree that the fifth one was pretty darned awful.
Why do you like the fourth one better than the third?
Because I thought there was some interesting character development with Jack that had been neglected in the first three. He's basically
it's just
a
so
static
boring
character.
and unnecessary, though. You know.
I don't disagree
the whole
that it's
scope
unnecessary,
of it all.
but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the character development with Jack. I enjoyed expanding the lore, I guess, if you will, outside of just this one curse, basically. That there's for me, it opened the mind of like, oh my gosh, there's all these legends that you can go out and see, and I found that interesting.
I guess I don't know.
That's okay. I understand it's an unpopular opinion.
Yeah, I couldn't roll with it.
Have you seen the movie Cobra?
Oh, Cobra. Cobra is interesting. Cobra.
I don't know what that is.
So this fits in the genre of
bad action movie. Yeah.
I wouldn't call it.
Well,
bad.
here's the thing. I don't know. Here's bad '80s action movies are like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's pretty good. So
yeah, but like the puns he uses in the movie.
Oh yeah,
Cobra is
God.
yeah.
It
is. The plot is nonsensical, but it's so good. Like,
what do you? You're just looking up puns?
Well, no. He's looking up Cobra. Like, Cobra's like, Sylvester Stallone plays a cop named Cobra that's set in the future where he's trying to find a serial killer who's also a leader of a cult. And this cult has a lot of members.
who bear axes as a weapon of choice, right?
Yes. Which is fantastic.
So it's Resident Evil 4.
Not like Kung Fu Hustle axe gang, but...
I mean, you also got... Kill Bill.
I have not
use
seen
axes, didn't
In Kill Bill?
Yeah, the gang.
I swear they had swords.
Yeah, it's probably swords.
Yeah, they had swords.
From what the little bit I've seen, I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen clips. You know, it's impossible to get away from.
Yeah,
You're a disease, and I'm the cure.
I'll blow this place up. I don't shop here anyways.
That's great.
He literally pulls a beer out of the store while he's trying to stop a bomb from going off and just starts drinking it.
That's amazing.
This is where the law ends and I start.
That's pretty great.
Oh yeah, I mean.
And Brigitte Nielsen was a object of affection in that movie.
I don't know who that is.
She dated Flavor Flav.
See, I don't know who that is.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know exactly. Considering the fact,
exactly what you're talking about.
I know exactly. Considering the fact that I filled my mind with the junk of early 2000s reality shows.
Life.
Yes. Considering the fact I did that at the age of like 10 or 11, it's yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I guess that kind of does transition to something I wanted to talk about at least, where we're in the gray area between good and bad.
Yeah.
So I guess we're kind of starting to head towards bad now at this point.
Yeah, we can go there. We can go. One bad action movie in particular we're gonna have to save for a different episode.
Well, I was gonna. We can. Do we want to tell what it is to excite the fans?
No.
We'll mention it at the
end.
At the end. Okay.
We'll mention it at the end.
That will be our finale for this season, and we will come back for another season. But we're gonna take a break for a little bit, get some stuff in the works.
Right.
Have a bigger backlog so we don't take a week break. I mean, I know y'all would be upset if you were listening, but
guys,
I'm gonna start doing some drugs for like.
Don't do that.
Inspiration.
I'm gonna do so much cocaine, guys.
I mean, look at
so
Jim
much
Morrison.
Cocaine.
Jim Morrison of the Doors.
Okay,
he wrote high all the time.
He was high all the time. Trust me, I have to.
Winners don't do drugs. That's all I'm saying.
Stay in school, kids.
Did you say
what
wieners?
are you talking about?
Did you not play arcade in the 80s?
Martin Scorsese wrote Taxi Driver on cocaine, and he won an Oscar.
Well, hey, Martin Scorsese has gone on record and not been proud of his cocaine addiction. So he got to a point where his eye was bleeding. So,
I mean, could you go on record and say that you were proud of your cocaine addiction?
I mean, I don't know. Certain people, you know, you see certain people, you'd be surprised.
Stuff is freaking great.
Whitney Houston.
Was she proud of it?
Probably.
Who?
Whitney Houston.
Oh, no.
Bobby Brown's.
so bad though.
Yeah. Bad action movies. I'm trying to think of one. You know,
it's like, have you ever watched an episode of Red Letter Media? That's the best of the worst.
Oh, true. But those are like so bad it's good movies.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm trying to think of like a bad action movie. I can only think of.
I've seen so many with my dad because that's what we bond over, action movies.
Yeah, but those are like cheesy ones.
No. I'm talking like actually like modern stuff. Like,
okay.
Like, okay, I can't remember what the movie is, but it's Liam Neeson and he's on a plane and there's terrorists.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And it's just so
okay. Yes,
it's so dull.
Okay,
and forgettable.
I will say that. Okay, yeah, I will say that this is a movie I saw. Speaking of Liam Neeson, this is a movie I saw back in the day. Back in the day. I mean, it was not too long ago, but still, in my mind.
We're all young.
Yeah. What's really coming to mind right now, and I'm not going to say it's like my final and only, but this is just one that comes off my mind in particular. A bad action movie is Taken 2.
See, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I would say Taken 3.
I haven't seen Taken 3 yet. So
like an
I'll
movie.
watch it and get back to you on that. But yeah, so far Taken 2 was just so pathetic. Like the minute he has his daughter going rooftop to rooftop telling him the latitude and longitude
by throwing grenades.
I was just I pulled my pants up. I'm like, you know what, guys, I can't.
Non-stop.
I can't. Like I walked away.
Oh, you're right. That's it.
I walked away. I was done, guys. I was done. I
I
couldn't roll with it.
Oh. Well, I just thought of one I liked, but I guess we're past that now.
Oh, dude, go ahead.
Okay,
No,
I will talk about
against
because I was just thinking of bad Tom Cruise movie, and then because it was good, The Mummy is why I was thinking of a bad one.
Yes.
Which I haven't seen. I wanted to see that because that looks so bad it's good. But I'll talk. I'll do the bad first just because we're here. Okay, so for my birthday, I was like, I want to go see the Tom Cruise Mummy because it looks hilarious. Okay, and you guys won't watch bad movies with me. Can we do this? And my entire family for my birthday vetoed my birthday wish to go see The Mummy, and we went and saw Wonder Woman, which I promise you was worse because it was boring. It was so dull. There was one good action set piece.
Oh, you are gonna get like
I don't
so
care. It was
many...
terrible.
Yeah,
I genuinely...
You're going to get lit up.
And it was ironically, but I genuinely enjoyed... I had a funner time, at Suicide Squad than watching Wonder Woman.
At least you saw it.
I'll say I thought Wonder Woman was like a good step forward. But
I thought it was fine. I don't.
It wasn't like...
I don't.
It wasn't like
praise it,
everybody was
but...
like praising it, but I was like, it's okay.
I would have walked out of the
I thought it was
theater
pretty
if
good.
I wasn't with my family, and I don't do that.
Wow, dude.
It was so boring.
Over Wonder
it's a
Woman?
3-hour movie, and I was so bored. It was so boring. Like it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't like they've made worse movies.
Yeah.
But it was like it wasn't bad enough to be funny, and it
Yeah.
wasn't good enough to be entertaining.
The,
That's the death
The
bit
animated
for
Wonder
me.
Woman movie definitely nailed it more.
Yeah.
But
Are we allowed to bring in animation for action? Because that opens up a whole. I haven't been doing that.
I'm gonna
go
go
live
ahead
action.
and say no.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
that's a whole
definitely-
other-
Yeah, it is.
We
a
weren't
whole
even
other.
supposed to bring up superheroes, but it's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But I was talking about The Mummy is what led.
Yes.
So I wanted to see The Mummy. I still want to see it. The good one I was thinking about that a lot of people didn't like, but I genuinely think is a intelligent and really fun watch is Live, Die, Repeat or Edge of Tomorrow.
I
is
love
an
that
amazing
movie. I love
I
that
love it.
movie. I love
you not
that
seen
movie.
Edge of Tomorrow?
Yeah,
yeah.
you watched
Yeah,
it.
we
Yeah,
did.
it was
one of those
They're
great.
making a
enjoyed it.
sequel, and I'm like, excited.
Yes, that's great.
But
No, yeah, I love that movie.
It was so underrated, which is weird because it was a
It
Tom
really
Cruise movie.
Yeah,
and usually those
it's
do
like-
well.
You know, it just, yeah, it executed its plot well.
I think that movie would have done better if they would have changed the premiere, like from like May to like. I would say August or September would have done better.
Yeah.
Does the Tom Cruise movie with Cameron Diaz where he's like...
I love that. I love that movie.
Does that count as an
That's
action movie?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's funny.
It's a romp.
It's an action comedy.
I would say, yeah, action.
I love it. That is a family favorite in my house. I'm not even joking.
Oh my gosh, I haven't actually seen it in its entirety.
Because it's literally Tom Cruise parodying every Tom Cruise trope. That's what makes it so great.
Oh,
He rides
maybe.
a motorcycle. Somehow Cameron Diaz is a mechanic.
It was off-putting to
Dude,
me.
it is
Sorry.
Tom Cruise. See, if
I
you
don't
go
even know
into
what
it's
the
a
movie's
parody.
called. I just forgot.
It is
about
actually a parody, and I'm not even kidding. If you go into it and say
Okay.
this is a Tom Cruise 100% parodying himself,
yes.
try it watching in that mindset.
I feel like it was a romantic comedy they were trying to like.
No,
put
it's a
action
parody. I'm
inside of.
positive. My whole family saw it that way, and it's a riot that way, where it's just like,
I guess
Come
you
on.
can look at it like that. It's
like
we
he's
forgot
got her
to-
hostage, and is like nobody move or I shoot myself, and
Was
then the
that
girl.
Was that the intention though?
Yes, I'm positive.
I don't
Alright.
know.
I'm positive.
I don't know. I'd have to look that one up.
We'll come back to that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so you mentioned
Bad was I don't know, The Mummy, I guess.
The Mummy,
which
but,
I haven't seen,
but
but I was-
inadvertently Wonder Woman. Jesse.
My bad action movie.
Yes.
I'm sitting here thinking.
Well,
I'm
my
having
actual
it.
bad one was that Nonstop, whatever the Liam Neeson was on a plane.
Oh
That
yeah,
was- that was just
Nonstop. Sorry,
dull.
Nonstop got glossed over though by your hatred for.
Yeah, well, 'cause
Wonder Woman.
real quick while you're thinking.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with action movies for me is I love them if they're so bad they're hilarious,
Okay.
or if they're just genuinely good. I
Yeah.
think the death for
Yeah.
just the pit of death for one is just boring.
Yeah,
Not like incompetent, but
it's
not,
like a flat line. Just
Yeah.
like okay.
I guess in that same vein, the last Resident Evil movie, where it's just
Okay.
so incomprehensible that it ceases to be even so bad it's good. So
Right.
I think that's the death pit. I think you can be hilariously awful and you can be genuinely good. You can't be boring or incomprehensible as
Yeah.
an action movie.
Okay.
Can I
Yes.
can I say G.I. Joe? Can I say that?
Oh wow!
one?
The
The
first
first
or
one or
the
second
second?
one?
The first one's okay. The second one's
Second
was
one's
terrible.
so bad.
Yeah.
The
They kill off Joe in like the first 5 minutes.
Well, no, they killed off Duke,
They killed
Oh,
off.
it
They
was
killed
his
off
name.
Channing Tatum.
but he is the poster
I
boy
loved
character
it because
for.
like they killed him off like a random soldier. But my thing is like they get on the CNN and they're like, the president has disbanded the GI Joe. I'm like, but they're a secret organization. Why are you telling
my
people
God.
you've had this secret organization and nobody's talking about
They
it?
like Trump
heck
comes
is
in
the
like,
only,
effective
the only,
immediately today. I'm disbanding the Illuminati. Okay,
Yeah.
frankly.
wait, the Illumawati? Come on, that.
Whoa! What?
There better be a New Yorker guy who says the Illumawati, just like a taxi driver. Like he better say.
I will say
Illumawati.
one thing about that movie. I'm
The
sorry to
second
cut you
one?
off.
No, you're fine.
That because I do believe that every movie has like something that's decent in it.
Yeah.
The fight scene between Storm Shadow and Snake
Yep.
Eyes in 2 is
Yes.
way better than 1.
Yes.
That was a pretty good fight.
Or the fight or the scene on the mountainside where he's.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of cool.
yeah, but like
The animated show.
That's
did it
the
better.
only redeeming part of any of those movies is Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes.
That's very true. Their whole dynamic is fantastic.
It's a cool concept, but everything else in the
Yeah.
movie is very disappointing.
It's just very because I remember like watching the first one when like I think it was like a car chase scene and like Storm Shadows and the he's in the car and then like Snake Eyes he like jumps on but he managed to wrangle him off the car and then like the woman goes he gave up and then like Storm Shadow's like he never gives up. I'm like oh I think that's cool
yeah.
I
So
thought that was a
for
cool
you,
line.
why that above so many other bad movies? Just because it's something you love and should be good.
Honestly, it's the first thing that popped up in my head.
yeah.
Because I'm sitting here like, what is a bad action
Yeah,
movie?
because that's what I was doing earlier too. I don't know, because even a lot of bad action movies, like, well, it's cheesy and enjoyable. I'll roll with it. Like,
that's kind of how I feel about most of them,
like
too.
with Cobra, it's like, it's Cobra.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Like,
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
or Commando. Like,
Oh my God.
Commando.
Can I talk about Commando for a minute?
Yes, please.
This is one of these movies I've seen probably It was one of those movies that you watched as a kid where you're going to bed and you watched it.
Yes.
It was one of those movies for me. I loved Commando. The part where Arnold Schwarzenegger is holding that guy over the bridge. Remember when I told you I'd kill you last? Yeah. Let me up. I lied. Drops him.
My favorite part is when he's fighting that guy at the end in the climax, and
his name is Bennett.
Bennett.
He's fighting Bennett, and he takes the pipe and he goes, "Let off some steam." And he throws let off some steam. I clapped. I'm like, yes.
So what about when explosions are going off in the background? You can see cardboard cutouts of people falling over. And like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he has the M60, and he's she's shooting it with the belt, and then all of a sudden the belt's really small, and then it does another cut, and it's really long.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I guess it's my turn.
Yes.
I actually have two that just popped in my head because there's a lot of bad ones. I'm gonna go the remake of RoboCop.
Okay.
I like that movie.
You like the remake?
Horrible human being.
I enjoyed it.
Oh my god.
Not more than the original.
I'd have to watch them both again. It's been a while since I watched the original.
They completely just they do that thing.
Yeah, it's a watered down PG-13 movie. Is what it is.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, they show him. First time they show him. I don't even mind the redesign of RoboCop.
Yeah, no, that was fine.
But it was they show him with the silver, and he looks better than when they go let's go all black. I'm like, what? And then the movie is it's nonsensical at most times.
Yeah, it just
because when he explodes, he's missing a leg and an arm, but his rest of his body, and then they put him inside the suit, and he's missing everything, and I'm like, why is he missing everything at this point?
Yeah.
Why does he only have a heart and lungs and then his head? Where's everything else that was there?
Yeah.
And then, Michael Keaton just becomes a bad guy out of nowhere, just out of necessity.
Okay. Well, he's the corporate douche, you know?
Yeah. There's being a corporate douche, and then there's leading up to him just being an a-hole.
I think that was poorly handled. That's one of the bigger problems I do have with that movie. I did enjoy it, though.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think that was... I think Michael Keaton carries where the script is lacking for him, because I do feel like his turn happens because
it just needs to happen.
It felt for the plot. It felt like we need a bad guy, so he's bad now. He was always a jerk, but I felt like he could be the type of person that could become a terrible villain if it aligned with his interests, but his interests never seemed to align with how terrible he is.
Plus the action sequences, even shootouts, or even with RoboCop, who's a robot, just boring. There's nothing to it. It's just him just shooting people at random. Nothing cool is happening. He's not shooting anybody into privates. It's just why make it PG-13? You weren't going to get
21 Jump Street.
Didn't even do that good. You weren't going to get people. Here's the thing about Hollywood: they keep on thinking, "Let's make it PG-13. We'll make more money because more people can see it." But the problem is people who know about what this is, are not going to go see it because they're like, why are you watering it down?
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. That's people. A lot of people say an issue that Deadpool kind of solved is look, movies can be rated R and still make profit. Yeah. And there's a whole video about it. I don't know if you've heard of Good Bad Flicks, the YouTube channel. Yeah, he did a whole video about what WTF happened to PG-13, and he explained the origins. Of course, the Temple of Doom and how Spielberg wanted a rating in between, PG and R. And then it basically his last point was really, really resonated with me, which was, PG-13 should push the envelope of PG and not hold back R.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then my second one, because I really hated this movie a lot. Terminator Gynecologist, as I call it.
Yes.
I've only seen the first
because Jai Courtney ruins everything.
Oh, Jai Courtney
is just the worst.
Oh my!
I call it Terminator Gynecologist because they changed the I for Genesis into a Y. So ever since I was like,
Terminator
I was like when they were doing it, I was like, oh okay, and then they're like Jai Courtney's in it, and I'm like, oh it's PG-13. I'm like,
Yeah, Jai Courtney is the rice cake of actors. It's just
first 4 Terminators. So I didn't see any
so
of the
bland and
the
tasteless
reboots or whatever. I know they're not reboots, but they're kind of.
This is like the 5th one.
Rebootquels.
I thought it was the 6th.
Reboot.
Wasn't there one?
No, there's 3, and then there's
4.
Revelations.
Yeah.
Retaliation.
Whatever. It's the one with
the Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
So that's the 4th one. So
Salvation.
this is the 5th one, and it's nonsensical. Like him going back in time and getting her when she's a child, and then getting Kyle Reese to go to 2013 to stop Skynet makes no sense, because you have to stop Skynet the other times before that. Nobody's stopping that.
They explained that him going back changed when Skynet for some reason. It's a dumb explanation, but that was the explanation. I did read about that.
I'm not accepting that. It's
okay,
stupid.
I'm fine with that.
You're just getting rid of Terminator 2.
I'm not
Why
defending.
Are you getting rid of Terminator 2, one of the greatest action movies of all time?
Oh, for sure.
Like,
I forgot to mention Judgment Day. Yeah, it's one of my favorite sequels for sure.
I gotta rewatch them. In my mind, I like the 4th one the best.
That one's underrated. I would say.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I like 2 though. The third one was the only one I remember going, huh? And I can't even remember why.
I did not like the 3rd one actually.
I don't think I even disliked it. I just think I was confused.
Yeah.
Well, they bring back Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What confused me the most about the 3rd one was the budget, because I feel like it looked like a made-for-TV movie in my mind.
It was
I don't even remember. Was there a girl Terminator in that movie?
There was.
Okay, so that is the right movie.
Or like maybe
don't they lose at the end? A nuke goes off or something?
Yeah. That's the Skynet. Officially, the goal in the 3rd one is literally, you can't stop Skynet. So they took John Connor and his soon-to-be wife to the presidential nuclear base where they'll be safe.
Yeah.
And then Skynet takes over and everything just dies.
Okay.
And that was the one where the bad guy is the Liquid and the metal skeleton Terminator put together, because that, I guess, makes a difference. Because honestly, Liquid Terminator is way better than just
T-1000. Yeah, he can hold himself.
Robert Patrick.
Oh,
great!
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah.
So
there you go.
Alrighty.
We'll take a break.
Yeah, we've a word from our sponsors, I suppose.
Yes.
Who's our sponsor?
I have no idea.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Mystery sponsor.
We met him in an alley. He wore a fedora and a trench coat. So
Michael?
It wasn't. Yeah.
There you go.
But anyways, we'll be back.
You know what? This is a PSA I'm gonna give you guys about Brett Ratner. He sucks. I'm glad he stopped doing movies. I'm glad that everybody's like, oh, he raped me. Good. Alright, because he's a piece of crap. He did X-Men 3, The Last Stand. Sat there and been like, oh, I've read every comic book of the X-Men twice. How the hell you read every X-Men comic book twice, but you make this movie a piece of shit? You kill off Cyclops. Why are you killing off Cyclops? He should be there. Wolverine can't be in every damn thing. I mean, seriously.
Cyclops, why are you killing off Cyclops?
I mean, come on. You sit there and make 3 Rush Hour movies, they all shit. You know what, Brett Ratner? I hope you die in hell. And go to Super. And then you die there and go to quadruple super hell, where it's even worse. That's where you have to constantly listen to Ariana Grande CDs. Over and over and over again. Or listen to What's New Pussycat on a loop until you die. You piece of shit. Thank you for listening to this PSA.
And we're back. That was interesting. A lot. But you know what? We're shining light on dark subjects, and we're saying what needs to be said. So,
can we donate to that guy?
You can. He has a GoFundMe.
Does he have an Insta Twitter?
He has everything. He keeps sending me the link.
He has a Friendster account.
He keeps he keeps sending me the link to his PayPal, and I'm just but
no more money for you.
All right, so guys, a lot of what makes an action movie is or a lot of what makes the action movie is the person who stars in it.
All right, yeah.
So having that said, yeah, agreed. Having that said, who's our favorite action movie star?
Well, do you want to go first, or are you looking at me?
I looked at you because, like, you mentioned.
I know
earlier.
exactly.
Yeah, just go for it. If you've
Tom
got it.
Cruise, for goodness
Tom
sake.
Cruise.
I am the biggest Tom Cruise fanboy.
Ooh, so you love the Mission Impossible movies?
All but 2. Well, yeah.
Okay, what's 2?
Great.
Love is strong. Love is okay.
Specifically the second one you were saying?
I love 1.
Yes.
I dislike 2.
I'm there with you.
I really like 3. I love 4.
Thank you.
5 bored me. It wasn't bad, but 5 slipped.
It got too fancy with the espionage, in my opinion.
5. Okay, there's a couple things that bothered me. It was supposed to be like the back to form because 4 was so different and good, like amazing.
Right?
But
That's
then
what I'm
it's
saying.
like he's still married and he's flirting with this woman the whole time. I know that's dumb.
Well, he's still married and doing.
He left her.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-mm.
They never established that.
No, they did not establish that.
In a very, like, at the end of the 4th one, like, they still
They
imply...
see each other.
Yeah, they
and
see
like,
each other.
Smile at each other.
Yeah,
it's not like
I remember.
they're still kicking
I remember
it.
him just like leaving her. That's
No.
why like
nope. So she's
he's
supposed
not-
to be dead
she's
throughout the
not
whole
there.
4th one, and it was a fake. No, he fakes her death so that she's safe.
Yes.
And then they smile at each other from a distance.
Right.
Like they
I seriously I remember.
I
it, like,
promise
I
you
mean,
that
it's a
leaving
lazy
her.
excuse either way, but like, you know, but it's there.
But I'm like, he's still technically married.
Yeah.
Like, maybe she's legally dead,
Yeah.
but I don't care. Like, they did not establish that, like,
You're
he
like,
was not with her.
If it helps you out, she's in the next one.
Yeah, but, I
Right.
guess so. But I just, like, and I wasn't even, like, super
I'm
invested.
looking forward to this next.
Me too.
Okay.
I like the trailer.
I actually,
love
that's
the trailer.
thing is the 5th one felt so bog standard to me. It was like, if
Yeah.
I had to make spy movie, the spy movie, it would have been that. There's nothing wrong with it, but
It's true. It's true. Certain
But-
parts of it I admired. Like,
the fact
certain
that they
scenes were cool, but
killed the bad guy at the end. I was like, oh, that's a nice.
Ghost
change.
Protocol will always be my favorite mission.
Oh my
Impossible
gosh.
movie, though. That was
Well,
thank you
the
so much.
first one, I think I like just a smidge
Okay.
better, but 4th
Okay.
is so
4th is so
close.
good.
I
Oh
gotta
my
go with
gosh.
3.
Three's good.
The prison escape scene in the 4th one was
Oh my gosh, yes.
fantastic.
3 has Philip Seymour Hoffman.
4th
That is true.
Fantastic.
Where's
Oh, yeah.
where's the bunny?
So
I like Nicolas
I like
Cage,
the
but
part where he drops down from the vent.
So my favorite, maybe when
I like this scene.
so the reason I think the first one may just barely edge it out is it's so unique as a film,
Mhm.
and the reason specifically is they got like this avant-garde like art dude to direct it for some reason.
Who was it?
I don't know his name.
Brad
And I'm so
Bird.
Brad Bird?
Are you sure the first one?
The 4th one.
No, the first one. I'm
Fourth one
talking
was
about.
Oh,
Brad
I don't
Bird.
know. I don't.
No, and he
the
was.
fourth one
I
Brad
looked him
Bird,
up before,
though.
and I'm sorry, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I looked at his like things, and they specifically picked him because he didn't direct action movies. He did
Okay.
like artsy films, right? And he's never done one
Oh,
before
okay.
or after. It was just this, and he agreed to do it.
Mission Impossible 1 has like one of the lowest death counts in an action movie, where like Tom Cruise doesn't kill anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that's what like I love about it is that it's so.
Brian De Palma.
Yeah. Okay. So like.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't,
Oh, Scarface.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah. So like, but he hasn't done like your typical espionage action movie.
Sure.
You know, and so
Sure.
what's
Nothing spy-esque.
What's so good is I think it brings an element that all the others, and I love 4, but I think is unique to the first one, is I always think about like the Dutch angle when they're revealing that they think he's the mole.
Yeah.
And it just slowly tilts further and further, and you don't even notice it at first, and by the
Okay.
time things are going like out of control, it's nearly 90 degrees off.
Yeah.
Like I know that's such a dumb thing to get excited about, but I just love the style of that film, the fact that like you said there's such a low, it feels. Again, I don't want to insult the 4th one because I love it, but like it feels
Yeah.
more intelligent, especially because we drop off to 2, which is like the dummest one of the bunch.
2 was I remember I watched 2 when I was younger and I got so bored.
Dude, I
Like-
was watching it with my dad for the first time, and they do the thing where there's like 2 masks on a guy at one point.
Yes!
And I told my dad, like they pulled the mask, and I said, "Watch him have another mask." He goes, "There's no way. They are not that dumb." He goes, "I refuse to believe this series is going to be that stupid." And they pull it off, and I was like,
my gosh.
"Yes, this is the
Yes.
dumbest."
Second
I
mask.
own all the Mission Impossibles on Blu-ray
Oh yeah.
because I got the Blu-ray pack.
Yeah.
For like $39.
Yeah.
I was
Was
like, oh my god.
was J.J. Abrams always involved with that franchise, or
no,
was it
not
was it the
3.
3rd and then the 4th?
It's the third
Third
one
and
he directed, which his company produced. And
Okay.
then from then on, he's involved.
So
Gotcha.
I will say this: Tom Cruise, like somewhere in his contract or something, said, "I will only do these if each film has a different director." At one point.
I don't remember that being a thing, but
check it. No, I know he does most of his own stunts that are, actually awesome.
Very true.
The whole thing is we got here just to get slightly off Mission Impossible. I love Tom Cruise.
Yes.
I love almost everything he's in.
Yes.
My dad and I kind of have a thing whenever we're watching a film, and if especially a new one where it's a Tom Cruise movie, which is why I went to see The Mummy, where we said, every film I've seen in recent history, at least with Tom Cruise in it, is at least passable.
Yes.
And The Mummy may not be because I haven't seen it. That may be
The Mummy is known as bad.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is like probably fine in it, but
I was like, so there's sort of a mark of some quality at least where I know I'm not going to be bored. Let me put it this way: I've never watched a Tom Cruise movie, and a lot of times go that was fine.
Yeah.
But I've never come out and go I hated that.
Okay.
So that's why I like him. Is just like, and he's insane in real life, obviously.
He's dude, definitely
dude. Okay, I know I can't tell you what to do, but I know what I want the ending to be.
Oh my!
So what happened?
We'll talk about it later.
Be scared, people.
But
to your what Tom Cruise is like in real life. So my cousin does a podcast.
Yes.
And on that podcast, one of his guests was this guy named Evan Ferrante, who is a Tom Cruise impersonator.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So having that said, of course, he has met the actual Tom Cruise. Mm-hmm. And he said that the guy makes you feel like $1 million. Nicest human being on earth. Yeah.
I just meant like the only thing I've heard.
You're not wrong about the crazy parts, but
then like, oh my gosh, just that interview.
Yes. For sure. For sure.
That interview.
That's all we have to say. That interview.
Yeah. But everything he's in is at least, like I said, love Edge of Tomorrow.
Yes.
Mission Impossible is pretty high quality. I think The Mummy is at least going to be so bad it's good. I haven't seen. Just he's enjoyable. He's charming. Usually the movie's at least decently funded and produced. So,
yes. Okay.
At worst, and at best, he actually has done some really good movies. So that's
very true. It's very true.
Oh, me? So I have to pick one?
You
can pick one that is most notable to you, and then move on with honorable mentions.
It's between two.
Mm-hmm.
And one goes classic. So between Arnold Schwarzenegger and oh my gosh, I had his name and I just blanked. Sylvester Stallone.
Oh,
it's between those two for me because when I think of action movies, I think of those two.
Those
you really
are
do.
like the codifiers of what an 80s action hero.
Yeah, and I love like even how cheesy some of their movies can be.
Yeah, but there's such a likability to them though.
Yeah, and
like what we were talking about with Commando.
Oh yeah, Commando and Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rambo's just a good movie. I'm gonna say that.
Like First Blood, like the first one.
First Blood is a good movie. Like
Predator.
I love everything. Yeah, Predator.
I love Predator.
So like what I like about these actors, and this may contribute to them being like my favorite, but they both got interesting stories about them.
Like how they came to
acting. Yeah, like how they came into acting.
It's very true.
Yeah. Like
I'm thinking of Stallone.
Yeah, so Stallone too. But even still, like when he wrote Rocky, they told him like you'll never act because of the way you are, like your speech or whatever. And he's like,
right.
And he wrote Rocky, and they're like, "This is a great script, we'll buy it from you."
Right, and his like, conditions were,
I'm the star in it. Let me act in my own script. And then somebody gave him a chance, and he took off from there. I mean,
wow, that's amazing.
And then was it Arnold Schwarzenegger? Coming from, Austria, getting to the United States and becoming, all the hard work he had to put into. And just it
now
fits.
He's the governor of California,
right? I think he stepped down from that.
No, he was. He was,
but yeah.
For so long, like that's
for so long, yeah.
Friggin'
You got to say it.
I really admire them as people, and I just think they're good actors, and I've enjoyed all the movies that they've been in. So,
one of my favorite about Sylvester Stallone specifically, one of my favorite weird hazy memories is right after I got wisdom tooth surgery. I think I mentioned this before, and there's like a marathon of movies, and they had Rambo on. And then right after was Tango and Cash, right?
Oh, love
Sylvester
Tango
Stallone, and he does a dumb stunt, right?
Yes.
And they go, "Hey, this guy over here thinks he's Rambo," and I had just watched Rambo, and I'm on like heavy drugs from wisdom tooth surgery. I'm not joking. I laughed for, I'm not kidding, maybe 20 minutes.
Oh,
like because I was on drugs, but like I looked over and I thought that was funny. I thought maybe I laughed for too long, and I looked over and 20 minutes had passed.
Oh
I was
my
like,
gosh,
it wasn't that funny. What happened?
So since we talked about the Mission Impossible for a little bit because of the actors, we talk about Rambo.
I've only seen the first one.
So interestingly enough,
And on drugs.
I can talk about First Blood is, like I said, is a great movie.
Yeah.
It's just got a great plot to it.
Yeah.
In the book, the Colonel was supposed to kill. Like you were telling me about
The
this.
book is
well in the movie, in the original movie, he commits. I mean, the original ending, which I actually prefer, he commits suicide. Colonel doesn't kill him.
Colonel's
But in
about
the
to
book-
kill him.
In the book, the Colonel kills him.
Mm-hmm.
Because like originally it's supposed to be about like the spoils of war, so
Right.
that's the whole thing. But you know they wanted to keep making more Rambo movies all the way up to that fourth one, which was good.
Okay, so that's what I want to talk about. 2 and 3.
Yeah.
They're good movies. They're not.
They're
like,
cheesy action
They're
movies.
cheesy action movies.
You know,
They're,
I mean, yeah.
They don't compare to like the first one. They don't hold a candle to it.
Yeah.
But the fourth one, is just amazing.
Isn't
Wait,
it where he
the
falls
fourth
out of a
one's
plane
good?
and just like hits some tree branches on the way down and is fine?
I think no. I don't,
He does not.
No, I don't think he falls out of
in
a
the
plane.
in
But the fourth one's good.
the fourth one is amazing.
Maybe I'm thinking of
Really?
a different movie.
I will stand by this. He rips a guy's throat out with
Oh.
his bare hands.
Oh, like Roadhouse?
Yes.
Oh,
he
yeah.
just straight up like clocks a guy and pulls it out.
Oh,
and you're like,
yeah. Oh,
it's like
yeah.
action like that. And he's just like gunning down people.
Yeah.
It's a great action movie. And Sylvester Stallone is like old and like super jacked.
What's really interesting is a lot of kind of the cultural consciousness of Rambo is not from that first film at all.
It's so true.
When you think of Rambo, or like the image of Rambo, it's like 2 and on.
Oh, for sure. And,
Yep.
you know, actually, Terminator is the same way. Because
Oh,
a lot of the classic lines from
From the
Terminator
second one.
are from the second. Thank you. Yeah, like Hasta la Vista, baby. I'll be back. Second one.
He did say I'll be back in the first one too.
Did he?
Yeah, because he walks. I remember because I just watched this actually
Okay.
recently. He throws a car in at the lady.
Oh,
She's in jail or something.
Yeah, he's at the police
okay.
station.
I
Yeah,
gotcha.
that's
I
from the-
gotcha.
But he does say it again there. But yeah, most of the lines are from
from
the second
Judgment
one.
Day. Yeah.
Yeah, but I recommend Rambo 4. You really should watch it.
But you have to watch the others first, right?
Not necessarily.
The
Do
deep
you
Rambo
though?
lore, we need it,
Do
man.
you though? Yeah.
I mean, if you're bored, you can watch something.
I mean, if you just have nothing
1
else
and
to
4
do.
are the best ones.
If you're making top ramen one night,
Like on
so-
different scale, different sides of the spectrum, I assume 1 and 4 are the best ones.
In a way, yeah. I mean, like 1 is more relatable, like a little more understandable, and then
1
4
is yeah.
4 is just insane.
Like a parody of itself, but in the best way possible.
It's not a parody. It's just a crazy action movie.
All right. Did you do yours yet, Jacob? I didn't think so.
Did I? I don't think I
so.
did. I don't think I did. Do you want to go last, Bobby, or?
Yeah, I want to go last.
Okay. So I guess I can't pick my favorite guys.
Oh, cop out.
I can't. A guy that really kind of, gosh, I'm trying to think. You know, my dad. I have great memories of watching the Rambo movies with my dad. Because anything that has like a war hero, my dad just loves.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. So Sylvester Stallone, I guess, is top of my list. But so is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because, like, I don't know. I love because, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger objectively is not a good actor. But his charm and charisma was way too irresistible, and we just couldn't get enough of it, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Because objectively, it's like, look, this guy's never going to win an Oscar, but who cares? Just more,
But he's just so fun to watch.
He's just so fun to watch.
His accent is just...
His
it's
accent,
Not, it's not
just-
like we're making fun of it. It's
No,
just, it's amusing.
It's there. Yeah. And it's in this weird universe of, like, okay, he's clearly not American, but he's somewhat playing an American.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
if,
he embodies the American dream. I'm just saying,
he does.
he came over here with a bad accent, can't act, made it anyway. Porked the maid, became the governor. What more could you want?
That is so true. It's so true. I think he's great. Yeah, man, dude.
If that's not the American dream, I don't know what is.
I love his charisma. I love Tom Cruise. I really do. I love his charisma as well. Any action star with charisma, I just love.
So, can I attribute one to you
Yes.
that we've all ignored? I left it out intentionally because I thought you guys would talk about it. How have we not talked about Chuck Norris?
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
Chuck
I was waiting. I left
Norris.
it out intentionally because I wanted to
Chuck
give
Norris.
room to y'all.
Here's the thing.
There's a reason.
Okay, his.
I haven't watched a lot of Chuck Norris.
Oh,
okay.
dude,
Here's my reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Now we find amusement and humor out of Chuck Norris because of the Chuck Norris jokes. I think the Chuck Norris jokes have pointed us to the Chuck Norris movies, which has make us pay more attention to him. Now he is a cheesy action star, but at a certain time, that's all he was.
Yeah.
There wasn't any charm or charisma to him.
I like him.
I mean,
he didn't have Total
you see what
Fitness
I'm saying?
Gym.
I like him the same
Didn't have the
way I like
Bowflex.
Ponderosa.
Okay.
Like, he is in that weird middle ground where we're past the prime of westerns, right? Clint Eastwood is not doing them anymore, we're past the Clint Eastwood era.
Yeah.
But he's still holding on. He's the last vestige of this simple cowboy western spirit.
True.
That's why I love him.
The action movies he did for Canon Films are the most notable, but it's just like I like he's fine. I mean, I
get it.
You see what I'm saying though? Like the joke of Chuck Norris is what's become more popular.
I understand that. I just think that there's something.
No, Walker Texas Ranger is so much fun.
That's a TV show.
It's
though,
it's a TV show, but that's. Yeah.
But I think there's something too, because I think he is the joke, but I think he's also. I think there's something at the core that is likable about him.
Okay.
I like Chuck Norris. I've seen him in interviews. Everything he's in, it's simple. It's not the same kind of overt charm like Tom Cruise, but there's just this simple, almost humility, but bravado to him. I feel like. Okay. And he's just so willing to do anything. I just love that.
Yeah.
So was Steven Seagal, but you didn't mention him.
Oh, Steven Seagal's but he's
neck crack.
What's he in?
Steven Seagal?
I can't.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson, guys.
Oh my gosh,
he's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorites.
I don't remember Steven Seagal. Who's he again?
Don't worry about it. If you've never seen
Wait, you're asking who Steven Seagal is?
I've heard the name. I don't remember who he is.
He's clearly an action star. Clearly, one of the most notable ones.
He's awful.
But yeah, he's kind of awful. He's a horrible person.
Steven Seagal, I think of the Mad TV skit with the one guy. I can't think of his name.
Will Sasso.
Will Sasso. Dude.
Was that what you were referencing? Because it's Will Ferrell.
No, Will Sasso.
Will Sasso.
And he goes like it was what was it?
No, it was Will Ferrell playing Steven Seagal.
Crouching.
No,
something.
He's talking about Mad TV. Will Sasso played Steven Seagal, and he would go around during like voting season or some random things. So he's like, did you know that he's a Jew? Did you know what they did in World War II? I just found out about it. And like if somebody disagreed with him, he'd snap their neck.
Oh no. I just remember Will Ferrell played him in a sketch on SNL, and the whole premise was he kept doing a take where he got kneed in the balls by a woman, and like
I remember that.
It gets funnier as it progresses, but
I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, Dwayne the Rock Johnson though. Sorry, I forgot to mention him, but I love Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
We've already talked about him, but I have to go with Keanu Reeves. Like,
okay,
fair.
Keanu Reeves has like a plethora of good action films, like from The Matrix to Speed. Even Constantine wasn't that bad. John Wick 2, Point Break.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got a good collection.
He's got a great collection.
He never ages either.
Huh?
Never ages either.
Nope.
He doesn't.
That's because he got attacked by Dracula.
He's a vampire, guys.
And my honorable mentions, because we haven't. I was going to say The Rock, because The Rock is fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Especially in the Rundown.
Yes. Yes. The Rundown's so underrated.
And his counterpart, which is why I'm looking forward to the Fast and the Furious spinoff, Jason Statham.
Oh.
Nobody's missing Jason Statham, and he is
him in
you want to talk about charm? Jason Statham has so much more charm than Chuck Norris does. Even if he does like he plays the same person with like the exact same emotion.
Yeah.
But he's so much charm from like one thing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the shark movie.
Oh man, if he does not punch that shark over the
What's the plot of it again? Because like
it's just like there's a giant shark, a megalodon.
Okay.
They name it Meg, and he has to stop it from eating people. That is it. It's simplistic. It's fantastic.
Is gold.
Yes.
That is gold.
If they parody it up, it's going to be amazing.
It's just this. This is what got me. Jason Statham in a shark movie.
Yes.
And I'm like,
oh,
I'm
you're sold. Go for it.
That's all you have to say. I'm good.
Thank you. Here's my money. Yeah.
It's like that Fast and Furious. I'm like, Jason Statham and The Rock. You got me.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I haven't watched
I'm
Fast and
thinking of it now.
Furious, and it's the best part of the movie is Jason Statham and The Rock when they have scenes
Very true.
because they're just being machoing it up, and he's just like, and it's amazing. The prison break scene in Fate of the Furious is so good.
It's so good.
But yeah, that's getting Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
He's the man.
I can't argue.
Yeah. Of course, there's also Bruce Willis, but Bruce Willis only really has Die Hard.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what else is he?
Yeah, that's true. Well,
He has a lot of action movies.
when you
but
start
it's
to
just
think
really
about it,
just
yeah,
Die
Hard is his
main
thing.
one,
It's his
and then,
shtick.
I remember that like Red, where they're like all retired.
Yeah, but that was not like
Fifth Element was a good movie.
Fifth Element was good,
Yeah.
but that's more of a sci-fi movie though than an action movie. It is sci-fi action technically, but more sci-fi.
I think Bruce Willis is a good actor even when he's not in action.
Oh, for sure.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't-
and that's the
this is
thing.
not
He's-
the question is not about if he's a good actor.
yeah,
it's
His
about his
collection
action movies.
of a collection of action movies.
Yeah.
Probably is a little.
as far as him being an action
collection
hero is
of great-
concerned.
Because when you think of, like you said, when you good action movies with him, it is, like you said, the Die Hard, and then you think of all his other great movies, and they probably aren't action. Like like you mentioned, The Fifth Element, kind of sci-fi.
Yeah.
What's the? I see dead people blinking.
Sixth Sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
Unbreakable, right?
Yes.
Kind of
Actually,
superhero.
I actually watched Unbreakable. I didn't really like it as much as other people did, but
Fair.
yeah, but
Now that's a extended universe or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Just what we
if you
needed.
haven't watched Split, Split is a
Marvel,
Split is a good movie.
Marvel crossover with.
Split is so good.
I haven't seen it.
I need to watch Split.
It's so good.
I really
It
need to
really
watch
is a good
Split.
movie.
I
enjoyed it.
It is like me and Jesse saw it. And was like, oh, if M Night, we were like, because we have his deal. It's like if it gets a good review on IGN, we'll go see it. And then it was like, we gave it we were like, oh, if it's a 7, we'll go see it. Because I haven't seen an M Night Shyamalan movie since like Avatar, and I hated that movie.
You hated Avatar?
The Last Airbender.
Oh, I was okay. Sorry. You have to say
and
The
then,
Last
and then
Airbender.
IGN was like 8.9. I was like, oh shit, we gotta go see this. And we go see it. I'm like, oh, why did McAvoy not get an Oscar nomination for that role? I don't know why, because he was so good.
He played like 15 different people in that movie. It was
Dang,
insane.
dude.
Yeah,
That's great.
But yeah, we need to call it.
Yeah,
We do.
Wrap it up, boys.
So I guess I don't know if what.
Well, there is the best bad action movie of all time that we did skip over.
Which is?
What am I'm not gonna say.
Yes.
That one movie
Yes.
that we watched yesterday
Yep.
together as we held hands.
Yes. So, having what Lawson said,
For our finale.
For our finale, since we just kind of wanted to end with a boom, and that boom in the form of a samurai cop.
We watched it.
We watched it.
Oh, did
and
we?
it was fantastic.
Oh, it was something.
I think my greatest regret about this is the fact that we didn't record us watching it, because
that is true.
I don't think we can recreate.
No,
There's so many good moments.
Oh my gosh.
We'll have to talk about that
so
next week.
many.
Though.
Very true.
will.
Yes.
I'm gonna hold all my comments for next week.
Yes, please do. But stay tuned for Samurai Cop. This is Geekisodes signing out. Hail Cthulhu.
We love you.
Thank you. Hello and welcome to the show. We have got a very special man with some very special news. That's right, he's in the building. So, you're in love.
I am. I'm in love.
He's lost it. The boy's lost it. You are adorable when you are in love.
Thank you.
Yeah, wowie, 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 wowie. Wowie, 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 wowie.
I'm so happy.
Hey, look! Whoa!
Okay, you've got balls.
Shut up.
Ow, you're insane.
It can, Bobby, rant about how horrible of a director Brett Ratner is and promote that he should never get work. How about that?
All right. Yeah.
Boom, we'll go with it.